You are listening to the Certified Personal Trainer Podcast, a show by personal trainers for personal trainers. It's time to become a better trainer, get more clients, and change more lives. And now, here's your host, the head coach and founder of Fitness Mentors, Eddie Lester.
Hey guys, welcome to Fitness Mentors Certified Personal Trainer Podcast. I'm your host, Eddie Lester, and I'm so lucky to be blessed by this man's presence today. We are with Stan Cottrell. Stan is a Fitness Mentors CPT, ultramarathon athlete, and doing something pretty special, or has done amazing special things, and is even doing something special right now. So we're very excited to have you on, Stan. Welcome to the podcast.
Really glad to be here, and if anything surprise that has happened to me on this 100-day journey, doing 30 miles a day across the country. Incidentally, it's my third time to run across USA, but you saw it on the news or something and saw my name and you gave me a call. And back when I was calling you all the time as your student, but nothing could please me any more than to now former student and peer-to-peer. So, and then you came to the pre-opening party the other day over in Los Angeles, and just, gosh, you're just as handsome in person as you are on the picture here.
I love it. Awesome. Well, yes. So Stan, you're running across the United States or how many times have you done this?
Third time.
This is your third time running across the entire United States. How many miles is that?
Well, the first time that I ran across, Eddie, I set the world record. I broke the world record by 5 days, and I averaged 66 miles per day on that one. Wow. But that was 41 years ago. So as we all know, our parents, as time goes on, can get on to us, and that's Mother Nature and Father Time. And so that was my birthday the other day when I started, and I'm 78 years old.
I love it. So how old were you when you ran across the United States and broke the world record?
I was 36 at that time. That was 41 years ago. Yep.
That is amazing. So Stan, let's talk about how you kind of came to where you are now. But initially, let's kind of talk about. So obviously, you've been into ultramarathon, very long distance running. Talk to me about kind of your interest as you kind of got into that when you were younger, and how that's kind of led to where you are now.
Well, everything I think in life is progressive. You discover what you do well, and you do more of it. And that's what I've done. And even when I was a child, 5 years old, Dad would get me up early in the morning, go bring in the cows, and it seemed like those old cows was about a mile away, and I'd run and chase them, bring them in, and then I'd miss the school bus 3 mornings out of every 5. And Daddy said, if you can't get your work done, you better hoof it and get on to school. But Eddie, I've had the opportunity to tell more than 5 million little kids in this country. When I was 7 years old, I literally chased a rabbit one time and caught it, and it took me 5 hours. And that just kind of blew people's minds. And so it's just, in the past 73 years, it's just been progressive. And I was the first Southerner to run the Boston Marathon in 1964. And but here was the thing. I always felt like that there was more as far as human performance. And it has been not only, I guess, 2 things. I've been my own human performance laboratory. Didn't have the when you're a child, let's say I noticed that if there were certain things I didn't eat, I could run better. Okay. And I could run to school better and all that. And I also found out that even if I left certain things out of my diet at that time that was just standard fare, that I wasn't going to die from not eating products like that. I noticed that if I ate, I'm going to talk country to you just for a second. If I ate hog meat, I couldn't run nearly as good. I couldn't run as good as if I left hog meat out. And people made fun of me when I was growing up, Eddie, because there'd be the fat around it, and I'd take a knife and cut the fat off. I just inherently, I knew something was wrong with that. Yeah. And then here would be all the grease that they'd cook those things in, and people just look at him, look at him, look at him. And I'd take that piece of meat and put it on some cloth and just like sopping the grease out of it so that I didn't have to eat it. So that was my own little human performance way. But it's always been, there's more, more, and more. And it's 78 years old and some 266,000 miles of running.
Wow.
I'm just barely scratching the surface of human potential. And I'm an ongoing student. And I enrolled with Fitness Mentors when I was 75 years old. And I am proud to say that I am a CPT with Fitness Mentors. I'm proud of you, Eddie, and I'm proud of the organization that you have behind you, because, I mean, you've discovered what you do well, and the service that you perform, my goodness, it's just phenomenal. And I'm just so thankful that you not only had the vision, but you now have a mission of educating behind the scenes. And I don't care other organizations that offer this personal trainer, but you are the gold standard as far as when it comes to learning.
Thank you so much. No, I really appreciate that. So Stan, tell me about the charity, or why are you running? Tell me all about how this sort of lifestyle has impacted what you do and why you do it. I
noticed in those early years, I was doing crazy things back at the end of the 1970s and the early 80s. I once ran a 405-mile run across Georgia in 5 days.
Wow.
I did a 24-hour run and 167 and a quarter miles. And then, of course, the first run across the United States. But the interesting thing to me, and the biggest surprise to me, was the vast amounts of people that would be out waiting for me when I was running through. Oh, would you just please stop? Would you talk to the school children? And it, let's say after several years of that, I realized that my life was more than just, my mission in life was about setting records. Mm-hmm. And which there was a time that was where my motivation was. Mm-hmm. But our lives and what we do, like yourself, I mean, we're synonymous. Just look at the impact you're having and Fitness Mentors is having out there in the world, as far as educating and bringing the right information, the correct information. Well, my running is a form of communication, reaching people. Somebody today wrote me a little note that knew me, and he said, "There's a Stan Cottrell and all of us."
I love it.
And it was very complimentary, and I never really thought about it that before. But he said, "You inspire people, and you make them want to achieve." And so I've had the opportunity now, Eddie. Over the last 40 years, I've run across 40 different countries. I've run the Great Wall of China.
Wow.
And I call it friendship. It's promoting the spirit of friendship. And that's when I got ready to run China, Deng Xiaoping asked me, says, "Mr. Stan, what is the purpose of your run across China? What do you hope to accomplish?" And Eddie, I just went, "Oh, I just want to run." Do you ever open your mouth sometimes and you're amazed at what pours out? Well, with me, I said, it took 2,000 years to build a Great Wall. And I said, I want the run to be symbolic of just the opposite. And that's to help break down the walls that not only divide countries, but walls that divide one human heart from another.
I love it.
And that sums it up with my running. And as I run through, that so many people sleep their entire lives through, and they're maybe dimly aroused every once in a while. But I know that every person that has ever been born has a seed of greatness within themselves. And it's like you, like myself, we kind of nudge those people and wake up, sleeper, and just take inventory of who you are and what you're about. You can do so much more. And you educating the world and we're co-laborers together, encouraging people to live a fitness lifestyle. And I take it even a step further. I call it mind style. And to develop this mind style and make a covenant with your soul to get moving. You don't have to go out here and run billions and billions of miles. And every day I noticed on this little old watch that I'm running, I'm doing about 70-some thousand steps every single day.
Wow.
And you don't have to go out and do 70,000 steps to be fit. Just get your butt moving.
I love it. That's great. So to talk to me about the Friendship Run has now become a charity. Is that correct?
Yes.
Awesome. And to tell me about the initiatives of the charity. You and I are both so focused on the bigger picture and helping others and helping people.
That's
like
right.
you mentioned, expand their mindset to take action and become healthy or achieve their goals in whatever way they want. Talk to me about how your charity.
Well, we all know that there's these big charities, well-known, big names and all that, and they receive billions of dollars a year. But there's a lot of people that are doing great work. And I mean, they're making an impact. And there's an old saying, love makes the world go round, but it takes money to grease the wheels. And they just need a little bit of, just bring me a little bit of axle grease and I can really go a long way down the road. And so it's about helping people. And one of my charities is WLOC Radio, Closed for the Kids.
Love that.
And it's from the very county where I was born and raised in. I was one of those kids that came. It's one of the poorest counties in the United States. This past year alone, 40% of our kids there in that county didn't even have a coat for the winter. Many of them didn't even have a pair. They've already outgrown their own shoes that they've had 2 or 3 years, and they're going through their growth spurts. And so we're going to be able to help organizations. I just say that as a reference point, people that are doing wonderful things that just a little bit of money, a helping hand can go a long way in helping to make a difference in somebody else's part. And way back yonder in 1955, some social worker was in our county that patted me on the back and said, you sure are little, but them little old legs of yours sure can fly. Well, you might just grow up someday to be a champion. I said, wow, what's a champion? And so everybody is a potential champion. They just need a little bit of help, and it would be a shame to see somebody go and not have that opportunity and to find their own path. Where we're born or where we're raised, that's just geography. It's but in every human there is that spirit that wants to run faster, jump farther, leap higher. And then some people, they just turn their dreams off. But I tell people all the time, dream big. If that doesn't work, dream even bigger. And there's not a plan that I have that's going to cause God to break out in a sweat. So think big and just be outrageous and put yourself in a position for a victory daily.
I love that, and there's so much purpose that you've, we'll say, taken your passion for running and executed that passion for to be a champion, and then realizing and taking that next step to realize that what you do is so much bigger, relating to the way, or your impact, and seeing that impact grow, and then also being able to utilize that to help others is so
right.
Purposeful. And it's similar to what we do here at Fitness Mentors. Is we're always looking for to assist people like you or our students in making sure that they grow to their fullest potential.
Absolutely.
And seeing you is such an amazing example of when you put your heart to something, and then open your heart to everything, you're able to create love in a way that is so you. And it's been an amazing, you and I talking for every week for 2 to 3 years, as you were learning all about personal training. You'd been so involved in the fitness element of running and that sort of stuff. So seeing you come through our personal training program and utilize that to improve your training and your running, and then also see the growth just from you and I connecting. I think it's such an amazing, or you're such an amazing example of what we can do when we help each other. So that's amazing.
And the way I look at it is what I do and what we in the fitness world should always remember, that I like to think of, I remember those playful times I knew in school. It was called recess, and we went out and we played together. And all I do is when I'm running down the road, I bring the spirit of recess. And then it's laying, we know in our personal training, what's one of the first things that we do. And we learned this in chapter 1, and that's build rapport, rapport. Well, through our fitness and our lives, we're building that rapport. We're building heart bridges to people with our lives. And show me that you care before you show me what you know. And you can dazzle me with all the catecholamines and all these different things, and talking about nutrition and talking about the different planes of the body and this muscle and the origins and the assertions and all the physiology. That's all well and good, but the first role you have is to show me that you care about me. Let's lay that foundation of friendship. Let's come together in thought, heart, and spirit. And that's the rarest commodity. Friendship is the rarest commodity on this earth. And we have an incredible mission as we carry out, is each one of us are connected in that way. We're building bridges to people's hearts and showing people the 4 objectives of education: guide, direct, protect, and care. Show them you care. Once you show that you care, then you can guide properly, direct properly, and protect properly.
I love that. And so Stan, tell everyone out there listening, how can we follow along? How can we support you in this? Is there actually a website that tracks where you are, where you're going? But by the way, if this wasn't clear, Stan is running across the United States at the age of 78 years old in 100 days. He has an amazing team behind him. He's doing a lot of charity work along the way as well. But Stan, tell us, how can we follow along with you, and how can we support you in your journey?
Well, we have one site, the Amazing Friendship Run 2021.
Awesome.
The Amazing Friendship Run 2021. And then my official at Friendship Sports, my nonprofit organization, friendshipsportsassociation.org.
Awesome.
friendshipsportsassociation.org.
I love it. And so anyone can go there and donate to support you. Is that correct?
Yeah. Or just check in and give us a big howdy. We'd love to.
I love it. Yeah. Awesome.
The worst thing in the world, the silent. We have all kind of. Eddie, you're gonna like this. We have, in my walking around and observation of people, we have horn blowers, speech makers, theorists, negativists, conversationalists, blockers, but the silent member is the most threatening of all, because a silent member, sticks and stones may break your bones, but a silent member breaks your heart. Don't be silent, people. You got a voice. Shout it out.
Love it. Awesome. So okay, last bit of this. What are you looking forward to most on your run? I know you have a lot of people that you're connecting with. What are you looking forward to most as you kind of make your way across the nation over the next 100 days?
I think that just like being able to talk with you, Eddie, in your network of friends, and the people that have learned from you as I have, and you see, maybe you were there the other day and you heard me give a speech. I said, and you heard me shouting out to the crowd, "Can you hear me? Am I speaking loud enough?" And everybody was, "Yay, I can hear you." And then at the end, I said, "Can you hear me? Am I speaking loud enough?" I said, "Good. But you see, not everybody can hear me, but they can hear you." Each one of us on this phone, we have a network of people, and together, working together, one step at a time, one day at a time, united in thought, heart, and spirit, we can change America. We can change the world. You say radical, one man. I'm bodacious and audacious enough to believe that one person can make a difference, and it starts right here. Join with me. Let's start a revolution, friendship. It's time to open up the curtains. It's time to open up the doors. It's time to get your butt out of the house, baby darling, and get to moving and shake and bake. That's what it's all about. Let's do it together.
Shake and bake. I love it. I love it. No, that's amazing. And it's so awesome to have you on here to learn about everything that you've done. So you and I want everyone to stay tuned next week, because we're going to be doing another podcast with Stan to talk about some of the, we'll say, fitness side of things relating to ultra marathon running, and have a big announcement for the next podcast relating to something Stan and I are going to be working on together, all of us at Fitness Mentors and Stan, to really, help educate people beyond just your traditional running programs, but right. how that might be able to impact your training and learn more about the world of ultra marathon and very long distance running. So with that in mind, you can follow along with Stan. Definitely search the Amazing Friendship Run. You can see all about what's going on, probably where he's at in the nation. Check out his nonprofit website. What was the nonprofit website again?
friendshipsportsassociation.org.
Love it. Friendship and sports can't beat those two for sure.
Eddie
yeah.
is my former. We all are teachers and we all are students. But now I'm going to ask you, my professor, did we do okay building rapport today?
I think so. Stan, I don't think you're going to have any trouble in the history of the world. That no one would have less trouble than you building rapport. You're one of my favorite people to talk to on the phone.
Oh, bless your heart.
I know everyone out there that's listening is you've opened up their heart and it's an amazing thing that you're doing, and we are so excited to follow along and continue to learn more about this amazing person, Stan Cottrell. So.
Can I finish with this one quick thought?
Absolutely.
Okay. Abe Lincoln said, building rapport is crucial. You have to build a heart bridge with people. And if you have that heart bridge, even when the hard times come, the people will go with you because they know that you care and that you understand. And this is drum roll, please. And if you do not have that heart bridge, even though you would be naked truth itself and 1,000 angels swearing you were correct, you would stand a greater chance of driving a rye straw through the shell of a tortoise than you would to be able to reach that person. So there's something to think about, dear folks.
I absolutely love it, Stan. And I usually end this with the big picture in mind, but it sounds like you've opened everyone's mind to that big picture, and we're so excited to have had you on the podcast. We're going to be with you again next week. So for those of you that are listening, check out the next podcast if you're there in the future. Otherwise, we will see you next week on the Certified Personal Trainer Podcast. Thank you so much, Stan.
Red hot and rolling, baby. That's us.
As always, thanks for listening to the Certified Personal Trainer Podcast. You can learn more about Fitness Mentors at fitnessmentors.com. Be sure to share this podcast on social media. And remember, we are here to help you succeed.